drugs dealer and a mafia. When it comes for drugs dealer, which means they're selling drugs everywhere in South Africa. Most of them are fraudsters, scammers, drug dealing.
I also think that the men sometimes come across as quite arrogant and overly confident.
You see those kidnappings, the drugs, and everything, the scams.
People think Nigerians are bad people, but the way I see and experience them, Nigerians are good people, educated, and who like to work hard for themselves.
You'll find them, a lot of them in business.
I've been in South Africa since August 2009. That's like going on 8 years when it's in August.
I've been here from 2002, April the 6th, 2002 till today.
I've been in South Africa for 13 years now.
I've been in South Africa for 10 years.
I've been here since '97.
I've been in South Africa for 10 years now.
I am a lecturer, an associate professor of construction management in the Department of Construction Economics and Management, University of Cape Town.
Yeah, I'm a businessman, but my most hobby is I'm a furniture maker. You know, I like play with woods. I like woodworks, you know. It gives me a lot of joy to work with wood, you know, creating something. And that's my hobby and that's my occupation. That is my passion.
I do business in South Africa. As a Nigerian, we are more into business. We buy things, we sell things, we supply things. Anything that we can do business-wise to raise money and supply the needs of the people, we do it. As you can see, I'm running a shop. I'm selling different things in the shop that people need. And business-wise, business is good. We are doing well.
I'm into a business such as more like what you can see around here. So I'm into plastic bags and rolls and also containers. I'm also into bakewares as well.
I'm in business. I run a Delight African cuisine, restaurant and bar. We specialize in Nigerian meals mostly, and in the evening we turn it up. We turn it into a club kind of setting.
I'm a lecturer in the Department of Construction Economics and Management, Faculty of Engineering at UCT, University of Cape Town.
I just feel that it's just part of the name Nigeria, and I think we just have to live with it. For me, I don't really see it as detracting from who I am. I think each person has to define him or herself in whatever space you find yourself. I define myself as Abimbola, and people know me as such. Those who spoil the name of the country, yes, it's maybe may hamper you getting certain things, but when people get to know you and then they know that you are not that type of person, then they will treat you on that level. But yeah, it does create that bad image, but except we change what we do back home, then it might be difficult to change what people have accepted as norms.
But despite that, we are still coping, you know. Meanwhile, you know that an average Nigerian can still cope.
Every name they label Nigerians is as a result of envy. Because every average Nigerian is a go-getter, is a risk-taker, is a visionary. So bringing all these together, you see that every Nigerian will beat any other person that is competing with him. We can do things that others cannot do, and as a result, we achieve things that others cannot achieve. That is why they label us drug dealing, and they call us all different names. If we are here and we are lazy, we are beggars, they won't call us drug dealers and call us fraudsters. It's just because of the result that they are seeing. That's why they label us all those names. But more or less, we don't mind, we don't worry, because it does not affect us.
No matter any name they give to my nation, Nigeria, but that it does not stop me moving forward in what I'm doing.
We are this type of people that we don't give up, and because we know where we are coming from and we know there's nobody to give us, we're not expecting handouts. We've got a die-hard attitude that makes them, I will call it, threatened more than any other thing. In my view, I feel, you know, sometimes when you can't do something and you see somebody else that is doing it with so much ease, it looks like you have hatred or whatever, but in other words, you basically, it's envy kind of. So I wouldn't call it hatred.
Initially, it was difficult to take, okay, but after a while, one gets to understand maybe some of the reasons why it might be that way. And for me, I think, look, because of apartheid past and all that, the majority of the people here haven't really interacted seriously with other Africans and particularly Nigerians. Also, I sort of feel, let's say, I feel sorry, you know, and for, or kind of empathy or pity, so to say, you know, really for South Africans that see Nigerians that way, because they don't understand. And I kind of see it as my duty, if at all, since I'm living here, to correct that impression where I can. I don't hide, I don't, you know, pretend not to be a Nigerian, because it's a very ignorant position that they've taken. I often explain to them, because they don't know, Nigeria is about 2.5 times the size of SADC, the entire SADC, all the countries in Southern Africa. It's about 2.5 times. And how many Nigerians have they interacted with? Just a handful. So it's a very ignorant position to, you know, base an entire population of, you know, well over 100 million based on, you know, just your interaction, not from afar, with just a handful. So I'm not apologetic, you know, to be a Nigerian.
Òǹwówó lọ, ò bá yìí lọ́nà. Tó bá rí owó tán, ṣé iyì náà kọ́ ló máa fi rà? So what that means, when you translate it into English, means that you are looking for money and you meet honor on the way. When you get that money, isn't it the same honor you want to use it to buy? So I don't really look at it in terms of money, but I only look at it in terms of something of honor, something of prestige, being able to teach in an international university and using Nigerian qualifications. That means I didn't have to go and study abroad or anything. I used my Nigerian qualifications to get this position. And so it shows that it puts you on that platform. It puts you on that more like higher, more honorable platform, because you've been able to achieve something when compared to just staying back in Nigeria and not being able to get to that kind of high level.
It's this constant electricity and you know, the infrastructure. It's more peaceful here, you know. Nigeria is still good. It's very good country. It's my country. I go there, visit there, study. But you know, where there is no constant electricity, how can you invest? Although you invest, but you put more energy. You know, you put more energy and you spend more.
I'm here in South Africa as pursuing my dream. Everybody should have a dream of what he wants to become, but it must be a positive dream. So in my own dream, traveling is included. And I'm here for a period of time, but more or less home is the best.
I prefer to stay here in South Africa because of the economic crisis.
It's not as if we don't want to be closer to our families or any other thing, or perhaps we're running away from home, but the system just doesn't help us back home. For instance, the electricity. I was back home recently. I spent over 150,000 in a little less than a month on gas. When it comes to education as well, Nigerian education system is good. I still have so much belief in the education system, but now the instability again. You find a person that is in varsity that it's supposed to take 4 years for him or her to come out. They end up coming out after 7 years, 6 years. That's a waste of life, if I may call it that.
It's easy to wreck a system, but very difficult to fix it.